On 107, The Rock and Fox Show. So imagine being 12 feet away on Tuesday night, sitting in Bertucci's as that attack was happening.
No, I can't even imagine that. We go there a lot.
That is Jody LaChance's reality. That happened to her. She's from Tiverton, and she joins The Rock and Fox Show this morning. How are you doing?
Shaken up still, I think. A little bit in shock.
Completely understand.
I would imagine.
Yes, very scary.
Whereabouts in the restaurant were you when this happened?
We were all the way to the right, so we were kind of at the end of the wall. You couldn't even go any further, and the glass wooden doors were behind us.
Oh, my gosh, so we were right there.
So we were right there, and it was so scary, so scary.
So where did he come in from?
So what we saw a bunch of people running from the inside the mall, and we were, trying to what's going on? He actually entered. We saw the suspect in front of us. That's what's crazy about it. We saw him in front of us. He kind of went like he was going out the door, but then came back, stopped pretty much midway where we were sitting. Of course, the glass door was in between us. And then he turned back around. We didn't know it was a suspect. Next thing we know, we turned to our left, and he's stabbing our waitress.
Oh, my God.
So he must have, went out, went back in, but then went into Bertucci's, and for some reason, beeline to where our waitress was. And, it seemed like it happened in a split second that we saw him in front of us, and the next thing you know, he's stabbing our waitress.
So she was just the person that was nearest to him. It just awful luck.
You know what's crazy, though, but because when you go by the hostess station, it's pretty much like he walked to. So now if you're familiar with Bertucci's, it was kind of like where the bar goes straight and it corners the bar.
Right.
It was right there in front of there. So it was about 12 to 15 feet away from where we were. So it's almost like it was weird. He kind of walked and kind of went it was he beelined that way, but almost like he was going towards the bathroom, but yet.
Right, didn't know. Now, tell me, did you see him come in and because they say that he went into Bertucci's without a knife. So he went into Bertucci's and grabbed a knife. Where did where did that?
Right, see, that's the thing. It was we saw him outside the mall. We was kind of still all right, what's going on? Should we get out of here? Should we pay our bills? Should we leave? And then it was in 2 split seconds, he was stabbing our waitress.
Oh, my gosh.
So as soon as we saw him starting to stab our waitress, it was you just seen his hand, the vision of him up and down, 3 times. And my friend was like, Jody, let's get out of here. And my instinct, I kind of turned my head and I unlocked the door because of course that wooden door is bolted behind us.
It's locked, right.
And the first reaction was to unlock it and get, me and as many patrons as we could get out of there. And then I turned to my right, and I see someone in a gun stance, which I didn't realize is actually the officer.
Right.
So at that point, you don't even know what's going on.
Right.
So I ran, and once we got to the door part to go to the mall, it actually you heard the gunshot, and you almost kind of ducked down because you hear that gunshot.
Well, right. Are you kidding?
Oh, my God, what? And the only thing I could think of, because I live in Tiverton, I just wanted to get the heck out of there. I got in my car, and I took off about maybe a quarter of a mile, maybe not even, and I pulled over because I was in complete shock, trying to call 911, trying to, then it's the coulda, shoulda, should I stood there, should I waited, but because of everything's going on in the world, you're oh God, what if there was a bomb? What if there was another shooter? What if we just took off.
So it was you and a girlfriend?
My girlfriend and I, yeah.
Right, and so when you, so the time when you saw him stabbing the waitress, and how much time went by until the sheriff's deputy officer pulled out his gun?
It seemed to be, I remember looking at the time, and I remember saying it's 6:40. I was telling my friend, because we had one piece of pizza. We said, we were talking, and, we said, I said, oh, Mel, it's 6:40. I can't believe what time it is. And then all of a sudden you hear the rush of the people, and then you turn your head, and it was this, him stabbing her, and then you see, as soon as we unlocked that door and got out, pretty much I turned to the right, and then by the time I got to the door, from that wooden door to those electric doors were, it wasn't long. So whatever happened in that split second, it all happened quickly, and
right.
Now, did you see George?
I didn't. I saw our waitress getting stabbed.
Yeah, George Heath, ended up stepping in and he got stabbed.
I didn't see that because at that point I was probably unlocking the door because my friend, I didn't know this, but my friend said the door was stuck a little bit, and I guess.
And that door used to be open sometimes.
And it was not open, and it was stuck a little bit, and I had to kind of like hit it with my arm, and I just remember there being an older lady on my right-hand side. So when I opened it, my first instinct was to get out.
Right.
Yeah. Now, how is this? This must have just been dominating your brain for the past 2 days.
It really is, and you know what? I'm looking at the phone and it's Facebook, and it's, I ended up deactivating my Facebook for a little bit because it's consuming me because then you're worrying like, God, should I have stood there? Should I had talked to the police? My fiance did call 911 back because they did call us back, and they said if the cops need us, they'll call us back. Because then you're like, God, should we have stood there? Should we have tried to go?
No, you need to
say the right thing. You got to get the heck out of there, right?
Got to get out of there.
And then I have 2 children. I'm getting married in a month.
Oh, my God, yeah. You had to get the hell out of there. Yeah.
So you're scared because you wonder, like, and I work in the mental health field. Then you think, God, we were going to park at Macy's, but I decided to park at, the main entrance. And I hate going to the mall as it is. So all this stuff's going through your head.
Yeah.
What was going on, like on Tuesday night? Are you kidding me?
Right.
Well,
oh, wow.
Jody,
I work in this field every day.
I know it.
We thank you for sharing that horrific story. I mean, you were at that Bertucci's on Tuesday night when it was all going down, and it must be so hard for you to relive that. And we just, we thank you for calling in here. Jody LaChance from Tiverton, calling in.
Jody, we really appreciate it.
No, and
listen, you did the right thing.
George is a hero. The officer's a hero, and Sheena, we're praying for her and everyone else. And
from what I understand, she has a 4-year-old and she is pregnant.
Oh
God, I didn't know that.
Thank you, Jody LaChance. Christine has more on this story. Bristol County DA's reaction. Here's a 90-second news update.